Profession of the future. In today's tutorial, we will find out why data science is the place to be going forward in the next couple of years or even decades. Why this is the profession that you want to be in. So there's lots of data in the world, and ultimately data is the resource that data scientists work with. If there's more data, there's more work. If there's less data, there's less work. So let's find out what's been going on with data and what will be going on with data in the coming years. So let's jump straight into it. Since the dawn of time, up until 2005, humans had created, are you ready for this? 130 exabytes of data. Wow. Kirill, this tells me absolutely nothing, right? What is an exabyte? Why is this so impressive? Well, let's start from the ground up. Let's start with 1 byte. Here we've got the letter A. It takes up exactly 1 byte of space. Now, if we zoom out 1,000 times, then we have a page of letters. Now, a page of letters can have anywhere between 2,000, 5,000 letters. So we'll say that half a page of text is about right for 1 kilobyte. Now let's zoom out another 1,000 times and we'll get a book. So a book with about 500 pages, that will take up about a megabyte. Now let's zoom out another 1,000 times and what we'll get is a gigabyte. And a gigabyte is sufficient to fit the whole human genome. So a human genome, once it's coded, it can fit into a gigabyte. In fact, even 750 megabytes should be enough to fit that, but we'll say a gigabyte. So you can fit an entire person onto a gigabyte if you think of it that way. But here you'll say, well, Kirill, actually, the genome of a person is not sufficient to tell you everything about that person. A person has, life experiences. A person, different people live their lives differently, and there's lots more to a person than just the genome. Well, then let's zoom out another 1,000 times, and we'll get to a terabyte. Well, if you take an HD camera and you follow a person for every single day of their life, for every single hour, minute, and second, and you film everything that they're doing for 70 or 80 years, you can fit all of that material onto 1 terabyte. How about that? That is pretty impressive already. So 1 terabyte can fit all of your life experiences filmed throughout your life for every single second that you live. Now let's zoom out another 1,000 times and we'll get to a petabyte. And for a petabyte, I've got one of my favorite examples. Here's the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon rainforest takes up about 1.4 billion acres. That's 1.4 billion acres of trees. There's about 500 trees per acre, making it about 700 billion trees. Now, if you take all of these trees and you chop them down and you turn them into paper and you fill all of that paper with letters completely on both sides of the sheet, then that will amount to somewhere between 1 to 2 petabytes of data. That is pretty impressive already for a petabyte, how much a petabyte of data is actually. Well, now if you zoom out another 1,000 times, you will get an exabyte. An exabyte is 1,000 petabytes. Going back to our example, since the dawn of time until 2005, humans had created 130 exabytes of data. That is a lot of data, and this includes everything. It includes written, it includes spoken, it includes folklore, it includes songs, it includes any kind of data ever produced by humans, even all the words that they ever said. Now, by 2010, this number had grown to 1,200 exabytes of data. So it nearly increased tenfold just over 5 years. Then, in 2015, this value is estimated at 7,900 exabytes of data. And finally, by 2020, it's expected to be 40,900 exabytes of data. So you can see that data in the world is growing very, very quickly. In fact, it's growing exponentially. We are creating much more data by the day. And if you visualize it, it looks something like this. So this is the growth of data between 2010 and 2020. It's a 50-fold growth of data, and the source for this report is IDC's Digital Universe, sponsored by EMC. Now, where is the opportunity for data scientists here? Why is it such a lucrative profession to be in? Well, if you plot computers on this chart, how computers are able to cope with data, then I would expect there'd be somewhere over here. So that's how machines are able to store and process and do something with this data. As you can see, there's so much more data in the world that machines can actually use and make sense of and add value with. Well, now if you plot the data scientists of the world, they're actually over there, way below the machines. From here, you can see that there's a massive gap between the amount of data and how much data scientists can process, and even between the amount of data that machines can process and derive value from a data scientist. And these gaps are actually just going to grow and grow and grow with time. And that is why there'll be a huge growing demand for data scientists in the future. And we can already see that now. We can already see how data scientists are becoming very popular. Salaries are going up and through the roof, especially for very qualified data scientists who know what they're doing and can add value, can do something with all of this data in the world. And in fact, data science has already become a degree. You can take different courses on data science and programs in universities like Berkeley and so on. And in fact, you're actually taking one of these courses right now, so you definitely already know that. And this is why data science is the place to be. Data is going to grow in the world, demand is going to grow, and there will always be a need for people who know what to do with that data. In fact, with time, data science will become like a norm. It will become a norm, just like everybody now has to know how to use an iPad. Everybody in 10 years' time will be expected to know some level of data science that they will be expected to apply in their role. There you have it. That is why data science is a great place to be, and it's not going anywhere. And you definitely did the right thing by enrolling in this course, and you will learn tons to help you be one of the top data scientists that is going to take advantage of those gaps that need to be filled. And I look forward to seeing you on the next tutorial. Until then, happy analyzing.